Okay, good morning. It's 2:53 in the morning on the 9th day of July. It's day number 97. It's 42.2 degrees, and I'm going to wake up. Okay, good morning, folks. 10 past 4 in the morning, 43.4 degrees. Just walking out of camp. Slept pretty good last night. The frogs, you can hear them. Maybe you can hear them going right now. There must be a pretty lady frog walking by or something. I didn't get much condensation. I was kind of worried about it, what with the frogs and all, but did get some sort of like up on like the torso portion of the sleeping bag, but not too terribly bad. I think all the same, I'll probably go ahead and pitch up a yard sale today at some point once the sun gets hot, just to make sure that it's totally dry again. This is kind of the difference between my 0 degree bag and a 20 degree bag, is that the 0 degree bag, with the amount of condensation I got last night, I wouldn't really worry about needing to dry it out. But with the 20 degree bag, it just has just a little bit less margin in it. So I'll go ahead and dry it out today at some point just to make sure that I sleep well tonight. There were another couple hikers who kind of strolled on by in the evening looking for a camp spot. I think they went just a little further on down trail before finding a spot that was agreeable for them, but I'm not sure who they were. Didn't get their names, so I was already bunked up. Just kind of said hello and then they moseyed. Today I think I'm about 23 miles or so, waking up about 23 miles or so from the bail point for Sierra City, but again, as of yet, I'm not really planning on going into Sierra City. That might change depending how I feel later, but I don't think I'm going to go in. I don't think I need to spend the money. The only other bummer of sort of the spacing of today is that if I don't go into Sierra City, then I kind of set myself up for like strange mileage. My options are either sleep in like a valley with a creek next to it, which to me says cold sink and condensation and mosquitoes, or go into Sierra City, or do a decently big mileage day with a climb at the end. So none of those three options are super ideal, but we'll kind of see which one I settle on. Either way, I'd love to do some kind of mileage today. So that's what I'm working on right now, trying to find the trail, trying to figure out where I'm going. Anyways, we'll get this thing started and I'll check back with you later. says 89.8 degrees. I don't think it's that hot. I don't think it's that hot. I made it to home for the night. This is here on one of the thumbs of one of the Sierra Buttes. This is right at about mile 1203. So I guess I crossed mile 1200, which is pretty neat. You can see my tent over there with my puffy on top, kind of airing out. Got my solar panel on the ground, and then boots down at the foot of the hiker Christmas tree I've put together with my socks. And then of course my sleeping bag back here behind me. I did pitch up my sleeping bag earlier for lunch. And got it good and dry. I think it's definitely satisfactorily dry, but there's no reason not to just open it up. So I decided I'd open it up. So yeah, man, what a day. Definitely decently long day. I think this is my first 20 by 12 that I've had so far on this trail. That is 20 miles by 12 noon. So that was pretty good. Made it pretty comfortably, I think at like 11:15 or something like that. Excuse me, and then stopped for lunch very shortly thereafter. But yeah, and then for this afternoon, man, I've really been back and forth as to what I wanted to try and put on top of that 20. Still felt good. There was a campsite I'd kind of earmarked. There was also the possibility of going into Sierra City. All kinds of options, nothing but options really for this afternoon, but just a big climb, and I decided to go ahead and jump on top of that climb and pretty much take care of almost all of it. I think there's like 0.8 miles left to warm me up in the morning, but really it's pretty gradual. I think 300 feet a mile or something like that for that 0.8. Check out this view. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. You can see some snowy, taller mountains back there to the, what would that be? I guess southeast. Something, maybe pretty much just due south actually. Anyways, yeah, I ran into shade here right at the very end of the day. I was getting ready to pass her when I saw this campsite and decided this would be home for the night. But yeah, I guess she had gone into Sierra City, which was her plan, but just kind of done a quick hero is the term for this, where you just go into town, get what you need, and then get right back out. So she's got a fresh resupply to get her through Quincy, and she'll be she'll be heroing through Quincy as well, as kind of her plan as of the time being. But she was planning on doing like another 6 or 8 miles or something tonight, which just makes her an absolute monster in my book. Not that I didn't know that already, but anyways, I arrived to camp with just a tiny touch over a liter of water, which is not really enough for me to have dinner and have coffee in the morning and bidet and all that sort of thing. So she was a real trooper and had an extra 1.5 liters that she had hauled up this mountain, and was kind enough to give that to me. Again, I mean, there is water like in 0.2 miles, so it's not super far. It's not like I'm really putting her out too much, but she offered, and I definitely took her up on it. So now I have, what, about 2.5 liters of water, which, you know, is less than I would usually take at camp, but it's totally gonna be totally fine. So I'm not worried about it at all. Anything else today? I was hiking, kind of like leapfrogging Gummy Tummy some this morning, but then he went into Sierra City as well to meet up with his hiking partner, 3 Minutes, the Finn I mentioned the other day. And aside from that, man, I'm just seeing all sorts of people out here now, like all sorts of people I don't know, all sorts of people I haven't met, southbounders, northbounders, people finishing hikes, people flipping and switching and doing all sorts of weird things. This in addition to the standard sort of day hikers that you might see. So yeah, I mean, pretty much the minute we got north of Truckee or whatever, this is where everyone is. So kind of interesting, kind of weird, kind of strange to be meeting people who didn't do the Sierra, but I guess I knew this was coming, so whatever. Anyways, I am really tired and really curious to see how I hold up tomorrow. I guess I didn't mention it explicitly, but today was 29 miles, so definitely a pretty good day. I definitely had another mile in me, just for the record, and that's not just me inflating myself. I totally have another mile in me, but again, one of my hiking mantras, my most important day on trail is tomorrow. So with that hiking mantra in mind, and this beautiful little campsite, and Shade's offer to give me 1.5 liters, I was like, you know what, let's call it 4 o'clock. 29 miles is a pretty good day. keep the body and mind and everything right for tomorrow. And I'm proud of the progress I made today. So with that, I'm gonna get ready for some dinner and go to bed, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, so something else I just wanted to mention is that today in my headphones I had my second audiobook of this portion of the hike. Of course, the past 2 days I was listening to Ordeal by Hunger by George R. Stewart, a book about the Donner Party. And then today, Richard from Japan, this might interest you, I was listening to Shinto, The Way Home by Thomas Klasusis. I'm not sure how to say his name. Klasusis? I don't know. K-A-S-U-L-I-S. Not sure how to say that name, but I don't know. Yeah, so a book on Shinto. That was really cool.